Namaste, myself Devin Shivi Saxena, Faculty of Physiotherapy and Diagnostic, and my discipline is Medical Laboratory Technology. So, welcome is digital version 0.2. So, my today topic is my next session is maintenance of the microscope. My last session is a microscope, introduction to microscopes and types of microscopes. So my today session is maintenance of the microscope. So firstly, installations and storage. Install the microscope on a study label table. Equipment and instruments which generate variations such as centrifuges and refrigerator should not be placed on or near this table. The height of the table should the convention for the user. As an alternative or in addition, an adjustable stool should be made available to make microscopy comfortable. And the table should be away from water, sink, and racks containing chemical to prevent damage to the microscope from slips and spills. If the microscope does not have a bullet in light sources, then the table should be placed near a window away from direct sunlight and arrangement made for the provision of a lamp. And insofar as is possible, the microscopy room should be free from dust and should not be damp. And if the microscope is to be used every day, so do not remove it from the site of installation provided security is assured. And where the microscope is not used, so keep it covered with a polythene or plastic cover and take necessary precautions against fungus. And main precautions is dust is the worst enemy, the microscope. Always keep the microscope properly covered. So fungus is also a major problem. So always keep the microscope in dry surroundings. Okay. So, and is a humid area, that is humidities, and store the microscope every night in a cabinet fitted with the electric bulb, and this is switched on at night to reduce humidity. And if the microscope is used intermittently and require storage for prolonged period, keep it in an airtight plastic bag with about 100 grams of drying agent. And remember to replace drying agents, so silica gel or dries. For fortnightly or as needed. And if only a wooden box is available, so keep the microscope in it with some dry silica gel or dry dries. And maintenance of lens. So avoid collection of dust and immersion oil on the objectives and eyepieces by keeping the microscope covered. So do not allow immersion oil to touch any of the objectives other than the oil immersion object. So always keep the eyepieces in place to protect the inner surface of the object. So close the hole of missing objectives in the nose piece by using a special cap that are provided or by sealing with adhesive tape. And removal of dust from lens. So check the dust or dirt on the lenses, that means eyepiece, objective, condenser, and illuminator lenses. So if the image appear hazy or with black dots, so if the black dot move when the eyepiece is rotated, this means that the dust is on the eyepiece. And if the black dot move when the slide move, then the dust is present on slide. And if these two are ruled out, presume that the dust is on the objective, and dust on objectives shows as dot if it is inside. If the dust is outside the objective, it shows as a hazy images. And do not remove the dust from the lenses by whipping these with a cloth, as this can stretches the lens and damage it permanently. So use a airbrush or a camel hair, yeah, artist brush. So dust can be removed with a camel hair and artist brush, or by blowing air over the lens with a airbrush. So dust on the inner surface, the objective can be removed by using a soft camel hair brush or artist brush. So removal of oil from lenses. So the presence of oil on the lens produce a hazy images. The localization of oil can be done by the same method as has been described above for localization of dust. And oil should be removed with the help of lens paper using lens cleaning fluid as recommended by the manufacturers. And this can be applied generally with lens paper, and do not use force to remove oil, as this might result in scratches on the lens. So if the field of view is not clear despite cleaning and the microscope work well with another lens, so then the lens has been permanently damaged and must be repaired or replaced. And if the field of view is not clear even after changing the lens, and that means objective and eyepiece, and there's a probably dirt or fungus on the tube prism. These can be checked by removing the eyepieces and examining the upper part of the microscope tube with the light fully open, and fungus is seen as threads, dots, or woolly layer. And inspection of the objective. So carefully unscrew the objective from the nose piece, and generally remove one eyepiece to use as a magnifier, and then grasp the objective in one hand with the front lens face up, and hold the eyepiece in the other hand with the loop with the top lens facing down, and bring the eyepiece very close to your eyes and focus on the objective. Change the angle of the objective so that light can reflect off the surface, and the two lens surface will be about 2.5 centimeter apart, and trying avoid letting them touch each other. So inspect the objective by stretching nice cracks and rotation of seal around the lens, or oil seepage into the lens. And maintenance the mechanical moving part. So mechanical moving part of the microscope may coming to stiff or to loose. So stiffness is due to accumulation of dust or because the sliding channel has become rough. This problem can be overcome by cleaning, polishing, and lubricating the sliding channel and the rake and pinion. First, remove the dust with a camel hair and artist brush, or by blowing air. Clean it with a solvent such as petrol polish and metal polish, and apply high quality silicone grease to lubricate the moving parts. Stiff movement may also be due to mechanical bending of some parts, so rectify the fault or call the service engine. And maintenance of light source. The supply of voltage, that means 110 voltage or 220 voltage, must always conform to that specified for the microscope. So number of spare bulbs, the bulbs and fuses should be available. Do not touch the bulb with bare hands, and provide the ventilation to take care of heat generated by light, and provide voltage protection if necessary. And before switching the lamp on, adjust the variable voltage regular to minimum, and switch on the lamp and slowly increase the voltage until the desired intensity is achieved. And so this session is completed, and any query in mentioned comments box. So thank you so much. Namaste, myself Jibin Shivi Saxena, Faculty of Physiotherapy and Diagnostic, and my discipline is Medical Laboratory Technology. And my today topic is staining techniques in microbiology. So let's start my topic in digital version 2.0. So firstly, introduction. So bacteria are microscopic organisms, and they are also colorless for the most part. And in order to visualize them, to study their structure, shape, and other structure characteristics, it becomes necessary to make them more easily visible. And this means that the structure have to be contrasted from their environment so that they can be seen easily. And stain. So firstly, stain is a dye used to color the live or dead organisms. So firstly, types. So three types basically. First, acidic. So negatively charged acid radicals imparts color is iocine, acid fusions, malaginite, green, nigrosin, Indian ink. And that's second, basic. So positively charged basic radicals combined with negatively charged particles is cytoplasm and give colors. So example, hematoxylin and methylene blue, crystal violet, gelatin violets. And third, natural. So for neutral. So both positively and negatively charged impart different color to different components. So example, Giemsa stains, Leishman stains, and Wright stains. So firstly, staining method. First, positive staining, where the actual cells are densely colored and appear in a color background, a clear background. So first, simple stain. A stain which provide color contrast but give same color to all bacteria and cells. So example, Loeffler's methylene blue, polychrome methylene blue, and diluted cobalt fusion. And second, differential staining. So a stain which impart different color to different bacteria is called differential stain, which contain more than one stain. So example, Gram stain, acid fast staining, and special stains. So third, negative stains, where the cells remain clear, that means uncolored, and the background is colored to create a contrast to add in the better visualization of the images. So example, Indian ink and Negotiation. Next, bacterial smear preparations. What is a smear? So smear is a distribution of bacterial cells on a slide for the purpose of viewing them under the microscope. And method, firstly, so especially a small sample of the culture is spread over a slide surface, and this is then allowed to air dry. And the next step is heat fixation to help the coal adhere to the slide surface. And the smear is now ready for staining. So next, tissue section. The section being embedded in paraffin, and it is necessary to remove the paraffin so that a watery stain may penetrate. And the paraffin is first removed with xylene. The xylene is then removed with alcohol, and the alcohol is replaced with water. The staining is then done. Okay. So next, smear. What is smear fixation and types? So firstly, heat fixation. What is heat fixation? So pass air dried smear through a flame 2 or 3 times and do not overheat, and allow slide to cool before staining. Okay. And second, methanol fixation. Methanol fixation, that means place air dried smear in a coupling jar with methanol for 1 minute, and alternatively fluid smear with methanol for 1 minute, and drain slide and allow to dry before staining. Okay. And firstly, simple stain. So what is simple stain? First, Loeffler's methylene blue. So Loeffler's methylene blue, so it is generally the most useful. It shows the characteristics morphology of polymorphs, lymphocytes, and other cells more clearly than two stronger stains such as the Gram stain or dilute carbon fusion. And second, polychrome methylene blue. So this is made by allowing Loeffler's methylene blue to ripen slowly. The slow oxidation of the methylene blue form a bolide compound that gives the stain its polychrome properties. And the wrapping takes 12 months or more to complete, or it may be rapid quickly by the addition of 1.0% potassium carbonate to the stain. And it is also employed as McFadden's reactions. And in contrast to the blue staining of most structure by the methylene blue, and violet component stains acidic cell structure red purple. So example, the acid capsular material of the anthrax bacillus in the McFadden's reactions. And for third, dilute carbon fusion. So made by diluting Ziehl-Neelsen stain with 10 to 20 times its volume of water. So stain for 10 to 25 seconds and wash well with water. And over staining must be avoided, as this is an intense stain, and prolonged application color the cell protoplasm in addition to nuclei and bacteria. So requirements: firstly, Loeffler's methylene blue; second, dilute carbon fusion; third, distilled water, and fourth, compound microscope, and fifth, cedar wood oil, and next, fixed smear. So firstly, procedure. Make a thin smear on a slide. Okay. So heat fix the smear by passing the slide 2 to 3 times generally over the Bunsen flame with the smear side up. And pour Loeffler's methylene blue over the smear and allow it to stand for 3 minutes. Okay. And wash the stain smear with water and air dry it. Okay. And observe the smear first under low power, that means 10x objective, and then under oil immersion, that means 100x objective. So last, observe the presence of organisms and also the cellular content of sample. Okay. So this session is completed, and any query in mention in comments box. Okay, thank you so much. Namaste.